Filing for Medicare online is quick, easy, and secure. Even if you're not ready to file for retirement benefits, filing for Medicare only takes a few minutes. Find out for yourself at www.socialsecurity.gov/Medicare only. Stay tuned. Coming up next is the Social Security Hotline here on CAN TV. Good afternoon. My name is Dolly Robinson, and I'm a technical expert, and I work out of the office at 63rd and Cottage Grove. I will be your host for this edition of the Social Security Hotline. And here with me today is my guest, is Josephine Stutzman. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. And she will be the guest on today's show. So Josephine, would you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Absolutely, Dolly. My name is Josephine Stutzman, and I am a claims representative from the Chicagoland area, and I'm very excited to be here with you all today.
Oh, we're excited to have you for this edition of the Social Security Hotline. We would like to remind our audience that this is a live call-in program. We're ready to take your calls. Our phone technician, Myra Salazar, is awaiting your calls. You may call us at area code 312-738-1060, and that number will be on the screen throughout the broadcast. And so what we want to do tonight, Josephine, is have kind of like a mixed bag of questions and answers because usually we just do one topic, but tonight we want to just give out as much information as we can. And I call this on the show a mailbag show, where we will answer some of the most frequently asked questions that we get in our office and also by telephone. But before we get started, we want to say a little bit about our public service announcement about Medicare. What are the advantages? What do you think are the advantages of filing online, filing for Medicare online?
Oh, there's several advantages of filing online, Dolly. The first advantage is you are filing in the comfort of your own home if you file online, and you can file at your own pace. You can work at your own pace. You have all of your resources, everything you need at hand at home to file online. So it's very, very quick. It's very easy, very simple process. And if you have any difficulty or if you have any challenges while you're at home filing online, you can always call the Social Security Administration and ask for help and information at the 1-800 number, which is 1-800-772-1213.
Why don't we just put that number up for our callers, and they can also go online. This will give us our information here. Would you repeat our numbers for us, Josephine, so they'll...
Absolutely. Our number is 1-800-772-1213. Once again, that is 1-800-772-1213.
Okay, and that number is open from 7:00 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And also our website number is right here. And they can go online, right?
Absolutely, at www.socialsecurity.gov.
And already we see that we have a caller. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Social Security.
Hello?
Yes. Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Yes, ma'am. My question was, I was on Social Security disability, and now I'm 65. I turned 65 in August. Does it automatically switch over to regular Social Security?
That's a very good question.
Very good question.
Yeah, we get that question quite often. Okay, you want to take that?
Yeah, I can answer that one, Dolly. So your Social Security disability converts over to retirement at age 66. So that is when it will automatically convert over to a retirement record on your Social Security record. It will state that it's now retirement, and your benefit amount will remain the same, but it will, instead of stating disability benefits, it'll state that you are now receiving retirement benefits at age 66.
And that's a common thing, because a lot of people really still think that the full retirement age is 65.
Correct.
When 65 is no longer 65.
No, it's
It's
not.
66 plus now some months for people who were born later. The later you were
Yes.
born, the longer you have to work. We just hate to inform you of that.
That's a good reminder, though, Dolly. Very
Yes,
good reminder.
yes, yes. We have to remind you that no longer 65. So anyone who's on disability now, your okay, so what about our general enrollment coming up pretty soon? Really,
Yes.
That's why people should really be getting online.
Very soon, very soon. The general enrollment period for Medicare is January through March 31st. So it's very important for the individuals to begin to look into filing online or calling a local field office so that way they can apply for that Medicare benefit.
And when they go online, they can just go to our website, www.socialsecurity.gov, and /apply for Medicare. Medicare would be like an icon to the left, and it would be a very easy process. Okay, thanks, Josephine. That was some good information. Now we want everyone to avoid those long lines in the Social Security office. And on the phone, because even our phones are busy.
Yes.
Our phones are very, very busy. And you might be on hold for 10, 15, 20 minutes when it actually online, it'll only take you about 20 minutes to file that
Absolutely.
application. And I see now we have another caller. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead with your question or comment. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm unable to hear them either.
Yeah, we're unable to hear that caller. Okay. It seems like we're not going to be able to hear that caller. So hopefully, caller, since we didn't hear your question on the air, maybe you can give us a call back and maybe we'll have a better connection. We want to get to one of our first questions before we get another caller. I want to talk about applying for replacement in Social Security cards because that's a big workload in our office.
Yes.
And many times people come into the office, don't have any documents or have the wrong documents. So why don't you tell our audience about what they need to have when they come in to file for a replacement or original Social Security card.
Sure, Dolly. So to make the process a little bit quicker, you can go online and you can print out the form and complete it. It's an application and it's a SS5 form. And you can complete that form and make sure when you come into the office you have a valid ID with you. If you are a U.S.
Valid.
citizen, you have to, you can bring in a U.S. passport, a state ID, or a driver's license. And it does have to be valid and it has to be an original document. If you are requesting a new Social Security card and you've never had a number before, you would need to bring in proof of lawful status along with a original birth certificate. Keep in mind these documents have to be original and we have to have your completed application. And there are other documents that serve as forms of identity. Those other documents are listed on the application. So when you print that application out, you'll be able to see those other identity documents that you can provide a Social Security field office. Dolly, I know a lot of people think that they can go online for Social Security cards. Is that possible yet?
No. And I've gotten this question several times and from people that I even know. They said, I went online to try to get a Social Security card and they wouldn't let me do that. Well, no, you cannot. The state of Illinois, there are some states, very few, that will allow you to actually apply for the Social Security card online. But Illinois is not one of those states. And so a person must come into the office. They can print the application, like you said, Josephine. They can print the application and they can fill it out, but they have to either bring it in or mail it in. And if you mail it in, you must mail in your original documents. And so even if you're going to do it by mail, we need that application and your original driver's license, state ID, passport. And I'm sure most people are not willing to give that up in the mail.
Yeah, some people find it very hard to do that. Mhm.
Yeah, so we need you to just make sure that you're not mistaken when you go on and print the application out, fill it out, but you still have to mail it in or bring it in. It looks like we have another caller on the line. See if we can get that caller on the air, please. Okay, caller, you're on the air. Please go ahead with your question or comment.
Hello.
Hello, can you speak up a little bit for us, please?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead with your question or comment.
I was calling to get information about how do you get a Social Security income statement,
Benefits.
a copy of a Social Security income statement.
Okay, very good. Yes, we can answer that for you. You can set up an account on our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/create an account. You can create your own Social Security account there, and you can print your statement out once your account is established. If you don't want to do that or you need it right away, then you can come into the local Social Security office. Most of the time it's going to be a little wait for you though, but you can get it the same day. You must have proper identification. Or you can call our 800 number. I'll put that number up for you. You can call our 800 number, and the 800 number will mail it out to you, and I think you will get it in about 2 weeks. So if you need it right away, your best option is to go online and complete your account process, print it yourself at home, or either come into the local Social Security office.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, and thank you for your call.
All right, bye-bye.
That MySSA account, Dolly, it's such a convenient tool,
Yes.
resource to have.
It is.
I actually have a MySSA account, and I
so
love
do
it.
I.
Yeah.
So do I. Yes, so we recommend everyone to set up an account. It's safe, and you can do a lot of your business, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on in our show. Seems like we have another caller on the air. Caller, would you go ahead with your question or comment, please?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead with your comment or your question.
Oh, okay. My question is that I applied for SSI, and I didn't know that there was an SSA as well, but I applied for both of them at the time. And one I was disqualified for because I just recently stopped working because I became disabled, and they said that I had money in the bank. So does that affect the SSA?
Okay, so you're getting just the Social Security benefit, the SSA?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got approved because you're disabled, is that correct?
Say it again, ma'am.
You got approved because you were disabled. You're not retired,
Right.
in other words.
Right.
Okay, all right, and so your question was that you did not get the SSI portion of your claim, correct?
Right.
Just want to make
Correct.
sure we had your question correct. Okay, so what happens in that case, SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income, that is a needs-based program. And even though you're disabled, you still have to meet other eligibility factors. And that's limited income, right?
Correct.
And limited resources. So normally the resource limit is $2,000, and that would include all of your resources, like all of your bank accounts, all of the properties that you own, all of your automobiles. A lot of people have 2 automobiles. Anything else that you have of value, we would count all of those, and they cannot exceed $2,000 in order for you to be eligible for SSI. Now, at the point where your resources are under the $2,000 limit, then you would be able to come in and we would possibly be able to establish eligibility for you and perhaps pay you something from the SSI program. SSI is a supplement program, so it supplements any other income that you have. Right?
Yep, absolutely, Dolly. Very well explained.
Yeah, well, SSI is a needs-based program, and many people don't understand the difference between the two programs.
Yeah.
And on Social Security, it's based on your work record.
Correct. It's based on your earnings, and Social Security calculates your benefit amount based on your highest 35 years of work earnings.
Yes, and so a good thing she was entitled to that. Looks like we have another caller. Our phones are very busy today. Okay,
Hello?
caller, go ahead with your question or comment.
Yes, I wanted to know a little bit more about the Ticket to Work program.
Oh, Ticket to Work. Okay. Well, let's do Ticket to Work. Okay, Ticket to Work. Did you receive a ticket in the mail? No. Caller?
Yes?
Okay, did you receive like a paper ticket in the mail?
No, I went down to Social Security,
Okay.
and they told me what I needed to do, and then they told me from there, like how many hours I could work, what I could do while I was on Social Security. They tried to, they did everything up in the office, put it that way.
Okay, so do you have a job now? Because basically, if you get a job, the most important thing you have to remember is that you have to report your earnings.
Yes.
Whether you use the ticket to work is one of those work incentives, what we call a work incentive for people who are on disability. Now, using your ticket, if you get a job through the Ticket to Work program, the benefit of doing it that way is that you will not be called up while you're using your ticket. You will not be called up for continuing medical review, which is a CDR. You won't be called up for us to review your medical condition while you're using your ticket. But now if you go out and get a job on your own, then you could be called up for that medical review when it's your time to have it. But the main thing about working is that you must, and we can't reiterate that enough, you must report your earnings because you do not want to be overpaid. What kind of benefit do you receive, SSI or Social Security?
I believe it's SSI right now, disability because it's disability.
Okay.
And I'm 65. I guess I'll be 66 next year, so I guess it'll change. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you on SSD. So you want to give him, Josephine's going to explain to you maybe about a couple of things associated with working under the Social Security program because it's different under the two disability programs, SSI and Social Security. It's going to be very brief because we, have other people maybe on the line, but you can get a lot more information on our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/work. Put that /work in there and you have all kinds of information about work. But Josephine is going to give you some little brief highlights about what you can do and can't do while you're working and on disability.
So where you can obtain information, like Dolly stated, is online. There's several publications online that go over working while being disabled. So in that publication, it talks about your trial work period, it talks about the Ticket to Work program. But yes, it's very important to ensure that you do notify a field office in regards to any work that you are performing, because if you do perform over a substantial, it's called substantial gainful activity. So if you're performing over a certain amount, then you can go into where your benefit may be stopped due to performing substantial gainful activity. In order to get more information, I do recommend that you go online or you visit a local field office or call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-772-1213.
Okay, so we're gonna put
Thank
that up
you.
again. Yeah, you can go online and just where it says gov, just put /work. And then that'll bring up all the information. We also have a program that a lot of people are not taking advantage of, which is a PASS program. And so you might want to go on there and look and see what that will do for you as well. So after you get 66, you won't have to worry about it, sir. Okay?
All right.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, ma'am.
Good luck to you with your work, okay?
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we had some great calls today.
Very good question.
Yeah, very good questions. Okay, so now our second question has to do with those who are about full retirement age, and people have been asking questions floating around with that. Tell us how work affects retirement benefits. We talked a little bit with the callers about how it affects disability benefits. But tell us a little bit about how it affects affects retirement benefits.
So, if you choose early retirement, for most individuals, early retirement is anyone who is under age 66 and is choosing to retire early and is 62. And early retirement, when you choose early retirement, you are subject to a limit, an earnings limit. So if you work and earn in this year, 2016, if you work and earn over $15,720, for every $2 that you earn over that amount, $1 would be reduced from your monthly Social Security benefit. We do have an example here, if maybe we can put that up,
Okay.
Dolly.
Oh, let's see if that may be hard to see, but we'll explain it as we go.
Okay. For example, say you are 63 years old and you are planning on retiring and you're going to retire this year. However, you earned $18,000 this year. So as we stated earlier, that limit is for this year $15,720. So what we do is we subtract what you earned this year, $18,000, minus the $15,720, which gives us a total of $2,280. That is what you are over. At that point, for every $2 that you're over, we take $1 from your monthly Social Security benefit, so we divide that by 2. So we do 2,280 divided by 2, which comes out to $1,140. That is what would be withheld from your monthly Social Security benefit. So say your monthly benefit is $900 a month. So if your benefit is $900 a month, we divide it by what was the $1,140, which is what was left over and what you're over. So 2 checks would be withheld from your monthly Social Security benefit. So if you were applying this month in October, you wouldn't see a check in November or December.
Okay, very good, very good. So that was a good example. That was a good example of how work affects your retirement benefits. It works a little bit different for disability. Mm-hmm. Now, if they're reaching full retirement age, which we said was 66, and for some 66 and a few months, they're allowed to make more in that year that they turn full retirement age, and that amount is $41,880. And if they go over that, we withhold $3 for every dollar that they go over. But most people, once they are going to be 66, they'll come in when they get 66, and they'll start their benefits after that.
Yes, and the advantage to starting at 66 is at that point you are no longer subject to an earnings limit. So you can work and earn whatever you'd like without your benefit being reduced due to a limit.
Yeah,
in your work
everybody, there's a lot of people doing that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see them daily coming into the office. So after age 66, then you can work as long as you want to, make as much as you want to, and not be penalized or under those limits. We are saying, we are getting the message now that our time is just about up. Just to wrap up, we talked a little bit about, we had some great callers, and I want to thank everyone for their calls and calling into the program today. And we talked about those who are on disability versus SSI and Social Security disability, how work affects a disability, how work affects your retirement, and by all means, if you're coming in for a replacement Social Security card for children, we have to remind you that children also must have identification. And you can go online and get the types of identification that we can use. So that just about wraps it up for today. On behalf of our Social Security Hotline team, I'm Dolly Robinson, and my guest today is Josephine Stutzman, and on the phones taking all your calls, Myra Salazar, and we thank her for doing a great job with our phones. Please stay tuned. Come back next week for another edition of the Social Security Hotline. And we wish you a safe evening today, and go Cubs.